What's up, guys? It's Brandon Flash. Today, you're joining me with my 2022 F-150 Lightning Lariat, and we're headed from Charlotte to Apex, North Carolina. Just a pretty easy day trip, but want to bring you guys along for the ride and show you guys BlueCruise. So here we have it, my 2022 F-150 Lightning Lariat. You guys saw my previous two videos that I showed when I purchased this and my initial road trip back along with the Model Y. I have it fixed now, so BlueCruise, adaptive cruise, all that fun stuff works now. Spent some time at the dealer for that being fixed. But today we're going to Apex, North Carolina. Some of the Carolinas Lightning Club guys have set up a meetup at the IONNA site in Apex. So here I've got CarPlay running. You can see the state of charge integration that's running. I'm filming on my other phone. And we're gonna reset a trip here. So trip 1, let's reset that there. We're at 96% state of charge, grabbing some Starbucks. Let's see what the nav says. I might actually end up going a slightly different route. So I think something that Ford should do is actually integrate the BlueCruise availability into their routing somehow, because I actually had to use the Ford website, which shows you where BlueCruise is available. And if I had gone, or if I go this way into Apex, then BlueCruise is available pretty much the entire way. This route, BlueCruise is available this entire way, basically. But once you get here onto some of these state highways, then you no longer really have BlueCruise, or there's like a couple spots of it along the way. Up here, I've got an OBD dongle running, an OBD Link MX, and I have Car Scanner running. I've set this up as a custom dashboard, so just going to be monitoring this. I want to see how the thermal systems kind of work as we go. I just want to learn about the system and everything, how the voltage sags, different temperatures, how it heats up, the different torque on the motors, all that fun stuff. We've got our BlueCruise sensors here and over there. And we're just going for the day, then coming back. And I've actually done some new 4Scan mods on this as well. So I have adaptive high beam, so matrix headlights. And then I've also enabled the BlueCruise 1.4 functions here. I turned off predictive speed assist. I tried that actually in the ICE F-150 loaner I had, and I did not enjoy it. So turning that off. It's a little too aggressive in slowing down. And then in general here, where is that? I think it's in vehicle. Lighting. And then we've got glare-free lighting. So matrix headlight functionality. I don't think it's going to be dark at any point in this video, but I have that enabled as well. So we'll try that out. But yeah, here we have it. We're going to be hitting the road. Let's get to it. Well, my wife needed a restroom stop, so we have stopped at a Sheetz, which happens to have a version 3 supercharger, which I believe we could use. Let's go into the public charging app and see if it's in there. But anyway, there's our efficiency so far, 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour, 79 miles driven so far. Thomasville, let's see, so we would do public charging, charger stalls, 46 cents per kilowatt hour. So this is the public charging app, which is actually pretty slick. You can see the supercharger, you could activate the stall you're at, or you can actually just use plug and charge, and it tells you that there. So pretty slick. BlueCruise is doing awesome so far. That's actually since I've gotten the truck. But I will say that I wish BlueCruise would let you go over 80 miles per hour hands-free. I think 85 is totally reasonable, and 80 is a bit low these days, considering FSD will do that, and that is like the benchmark these days. And realistically, autopilot used to do 90 and now it does 85. So even that should be higher. But let me show you some stats as well. And then here we have an update. So we're down to 89.91 kilowatt hour remaining in the pack. And we're at 70% displayed. So that's why I'm not even bothering plugging in, because we're still going to arrive with like 30%. So I think we're going to actually go this way, which is 26% upon arrival rather than this way. I'll take the extra 4 minutes to be able to use BlueCruise the entire way. I'm not concerned about using a few extra percent of the battery. So let's get back on the road. 11:38 arrival. We'll see how true that holds. Well, here we have some stats. 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour, pretty solid. That's since the last stop. And then 2.3 for the overall drive, also pretty solid. So we arrived with 37%. We're parked at stall 5B. We're going to use the public charging app, see how well that works. I've never actually used this to activate a charger before. There's not plug-in charge yet on IONNA. Who knows if that will come at some point, but we have 5B here. So we'll hit activate. So activating, and then this will bill through the FordPass app. So it's saying plug in. We should have that flashing here in just a moment. Let's see what we see on the screen. So we have to just accept the power, accept. We don't actually have to. It would have eventually just timed out after showing that for a bit. We'll plug in. And just like that, totally seamless. It will bill through my Ford app. And then we should get a full 500 amps here pretty much immediately. And then it will do its normal 10-ish minute boost. And then we'll drop down a little bit. So much pollen. Ugh. It's that season in the Carolinas. Charging details. And it's ramping up. You can see the current power there, and then you can see the current voltage, all that fun stuff there. Let's see what we get up to. Might even hit 190 or so. Still ramping slowly. And then just a very slow ramp for those last few amps. But as we get up a little bit higher pack voltage, as we get a little bit higher state of charge, we might even get up to closer to 190 kilowatts. But 499 amps, just like that. And then it's showing your cost there as well, 182 kilowatts. Certainly nothing to complain about here. And then you guys have seen the full tour here before. If you haven't, check out that video from the grand opening.
Oh, we just have to plan our drive. That's all it is. I mean,
we're starting to taper down a little bit, but still charging really well. There you can see battery temperature and stuff. It is warming up a little bit, but nothing crazy. You can see the energy added is increasing. You can see the charge current as well, and then the battery kilowatt. See the max current on the charger, 500 amps, so it's offering the full power. And then I will need to figure out what these thermal modes are and the different variations that we may see. DC pin temp's definitely getting a bit toasty. So we're charged up to 70%. It shows the cost here. And then it also shows how many miles you've gained, which is pretty cool. Let me just show you the charging screen as well. I'm just going to leave the normal 90% charge limit. I don't need 100% to get back. Doesn't give you a whole lot of useful information, unfortunately. But let me show you on the screen here. So here we have the charge curve. I don't know what that dip is. That's a little bit odd. I'll have to look into that. But you can see we're back out of the curve, and now we're into the flat portion of the charge curve where it just does about 120 kilowatts until it hits 80%. And then at 80%, it just drops right off a cliff down to about 50 kilowatts. So I'll probably actually unplug at 80% and call it good. So we're in an F150 Lightning. We've got a 3X running Blue Pilot, and we're going to try that out. I just drove here on BlueCruise, and that was really good. So let's see how good this is once we get on the interstate.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the green road. It makes the road green.
So it's like it's cruise control, so I can get up to speed.
So you adjust the speed.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's reading the speed that you're setting on the cruise
or you can
control.
do cruise control. So it'll take this curve easily. I rented a Tesla. Well, I had a Tesla one time when they was working on the truck doing the updates, and it's on par with Tesla.
Okay.
In fact, the guy who made this, Elon wanted to buy the technology.
Yeah, George Hotz. Yeah.
Jill, he's the first person to break the iPhone, jailbreak the iPhone. So what I did here was I don't. It will stop, but I don't trust it. So
Okay.
I don't want to play that
This
close.
isn't void any warranties or anything, right?
Nah, because you unplug it. In fact, when they was working on something, they just unplugged it from the bottom. When they had to do an update, and they had. When we stop, I'll show you this guy. Like he made this quick connect. That's not on the Como website.
Yeah, that's a different amount.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get up to speed, and then match the road or whatever.
And it doesn't yell at you for hands or anything?
So it'll yell at you if you're not looking.
Okay.
I've found that if I put on glasses, it won't yell at you too hard.
Okay.
So,
It's less picky than BlueCruise is?
so also what I like is, definitely this one. So if I like speed up or whatever, I take my foot off it and get to the speed I set.
Okay.
So most of the time what I do is I'll just be driving like this, covering it or whatever. So I'm gonna get up to speed and I'm gonna turn on the cruise control.
It really links quick to the lane lines.
I'll show you about lane changing too.
Yeah.
So you can have it where you do the lane change and it switches over in the settings, but right now it's set on, so if you do the lane change, you just activate the turn, it changes the lane by itself. It did it still while going in the curve too.
Yeah.
You had to assist it.
Yeah, but it's also a setting where you can just do it automatically. So where if you just tilt this just a little bit, but I'm fine with it working like this. It's like so many settings you can go in and optimize it.
Here we have the finished charge. And then you can see there where it dropped to 80%. I set the one-time charge limit to 80%. Looks like $30.68. Let's see what the truck said. I'll have to remember to close my charge port. Let's go into the public charging app, see what it says now that we're done charging. Doesn't really show much after we're done charging. Go back. I don't think you can view your charging history in here though. Interesting. So something else that's cool here at the IONNA Rechargery is that they have a windshield washer dispenser and tire inflator. So it's $3.75 a gallon, which I think is quite reasonable. Pretty similar to like buying a gallon at a store or something. So we're gonna do touch here to begin, washer fluid. $20 pre-auth is a little high, I think, for 375 a gallon. I think most people are going to get less than a gallon, so that seems a little bit high, but that's fine. We'll do Apple Pay here on my watch. 1 second. So we'll do that. So it's communicating. Okay. Approved. So now we've got that ready to go. We'll grab the little dispenser. So lift and begin pumping. So we'll reach over here, pop that open. I don't actually know how much I'm going to take, but I know I need some washer fluid. Let's see. And then we'll just pump it in. I guess I didn't need very much. I guess the dealer, when it was being fixed for the camera fault, probably filled it. So we used a whopping 0.12 gallon, 45 cents. Then we have 48 cents with tax. They should update that to show in the US as well. So 100,000 plastic jugs across Canada. That's great. I want to see the US as well. And it's that simple. So instead of going and buying a jug, I spent only 48 cents and only filled what I actually needed. So pretty slick, actually. Time to grab some lunch. Had a great meetup here at the IONNA and Apex, but definitely hungry. And then we may head to the Garner rechargery that's not yet open. It's all the way over here though, so we'll see how long it takes for lunch, and then we'll head back to Charlotte. Let's see. So there we have our trip 1 at departure. I've left the truck running most of this time to keep it nice and cool. I wish it would default to cooled seats rather than heated seats if you tap that button, because I always have to switch it immediately to cooled seats. So let's reset this here and see what we get for efficiency on the way back. We still got our trip 2 here since I've got the truck. And then we'll also have this trip when we depart from the restaurant. So let's get to it. It's pretty wild how efficient the Lightning can be just driving around town. 3.6 miles per kilowatt hour is excellent. Well, we just finished lunch. It was delicious. 78% state of charge. This trip is reset. I just did a power cycle. The truck threw a bunch of errors when I initially did a power cycle, and then I did open the door, lock it, let it sit for a moment, get back in, and then it was fine, which is super strange. So not sure what's going on there. There we have our trip 1, which has poor efficiency since I left the truck on while we were getting lunch. I'm actually just going to reset that just for sake of having accurate data. There's our trip 2. And there you can see we have 103.6 kilowatt hour in the pack right now. We're gonna head to my office. We'll charge as we get back into Charlotte before we go home or do anything else today. Since it says we're gonna arrive with 14%, but I think that is probably not correct. We'll probably get there with actually like 25% if I had to guess, but let's see when we get there. Well, change of plans. We went to a Rivian Adventure Network site. I'm shooting a different video talking about the pricing here, but I'm going to leave you guys here. We've driven 142.5 miles, 2 miles per kilowatt hour, which is pretty decent. And overall, so far, this is my first trip using BlueCruise on the Lightning, or really in general. I've used it like a couple times on test drives and things, but first time really using it for an extended trip. I'm on BlueCruise 1.4, which has the automated lane changes and that kind of stuff. And so far, I'm actually really impressed. I wish it went to 85 like autopilot and some of the other systems rather than just 80 miles per hour, but you can go higher. You just lose the hands-free capability and the automated lane changes. You go into just hands-on adaptive cruise with lane centering, which is still pretty good, but it'd be nice if you could do the hands-free and the automated lane changes all the way up to 85. But anyway, if you've used these systems, would love to hear what you guys think down below. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one.